Howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. Oh boy, fan on in the window. It's gonna be like low to mid 80s today. Welcome to September. What sound did I play at the beginning of the video? I have no ideas. It's hard to figure out how to get sounds onto my system here. You look it up online, it tells you what directories to make and how to put them in there. But then when I try it, it doesn't work. I have to make a million directories, spray it to all of them, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So, did it work? I don't know. I've been trying to get that lunatic yelling pronouns on there so I can use that sound, but yeah. PlayStation and USB drives. Past that though, yeah, I'm ow. Spinal compression, yay. And that's another issue. I can only do so much stuff here, boxing stuff up and doing things, because the more I do with my upper body and my arms, the more I irritate these compressed nerves. The more I irritate these compressed nerves, the more pain and the less I'm able to use them until I push through, and then I can't use them at all and I'm bedridden from pain. And that's bad. So I've been, as you can see, I've been working on getting my stuff all in tubs and such. I need new ones. I need to get a couple smaller ones today. So I can put the things that I want to keep with me and not in storage when I go to the tiny place, assuming I get it. So I've got one tub about this big or so. I can't estimate very well, but it's like that. But it's got most of my books up here, and the notebooks that I had, and I need another one so I can put stuff like my dice and my dice roller and the rest of my things in there for the RPG stuff, because if nothing else, I want my solo RPG stuff with me so I can play my solo RPG stuff just in case I don't end up anyplace happy and friendly. So we shall see. But that's what's going on with the shelves. Everything is being... I gotta put that hand in that angle. I can't turn it far enough to get it flat here because of everything. Yeah, all this stuff up here, yay. So I've been doing that. I got a lot more, especially. Oy vey. There's not a lot in here. There's a lot of big stuff like hamster cages against the wall, which are plastic bins. And then I got 2 plastic bins right here. So I moved these 6 plastic bins out of here. That's a huge amount of room that's suddenly opened up. So I gotta figure out, do I want to keep the bookshelves? I know I want to keep, try and take at least one of them to the place if I get to go there. So here's hoping. And yes, lots of horrible things happening. There's the threat of really horrible stuff. And to be honest, my therapist was saying, oh, just think, you're not going to be homeless. It's not the end of this, that, or the other. It's like there's options. You're not going to end up just on the street. And I can understand that because I've got my sister helping me out. But the thing is, homelessness is a huge problem in the United States. And it is a growing problem in the United States. The very few people we have at the top with money have most of the money. The rest of it down here is not much at all, and they're making sure we have less and less every year. So, there may not be a good resolution for my situation. Because for a lot of people out there are no good answers, and they do end up on the street. So, I gotta be prepared. The odds of that are pretty low. They are low. I do have people that are working for me and with me, and there are options. So the odds of my actually being on the street, so that's, I don't mind for paperwork reasons sleeping on a park bench or just walking all night and then saying I was homeless for 24 hours. That I can do. I just don't want to end up like that all the time. But with the situation in the US, just might. So just being prepared, that's all. Because not everything is awful. You know, as much as I've been talking about bad stuff happening in my life, because bad things are happening. I mean, how you can't spin spinal stenosis with spinal nerve compression into a good thing. You can't make that happy and friendly. That's bad. So that's okay, that's a bad thing. Well, you know, the threat of homelessness and living on the street, you can't spin that into a good thing. That's bad. Okay, so yeah, that's objectively bad. Losing my social security and disability, you can't spin that as a good thing. That's bad. Yeah, there's a lot of heavy bad stuff, so I'm doing my best, but not everything is terrible. Not everything. There may not be much that I can think of at the moment that's not terrible. But that does not mean that not terrible things are not out there. That was a triple negative. Does that make it a positive? Well, what I was trying to say is, you know, just because there are a lot of bad things doesn't mean everything is a bad thing. There are good things. I mean, just this year when Barbie came out, I saw Barbie. That was the first time I'd seen a movie in ages, and I had fun. It was a good movie. I enjoyed myself. So there are joys. Maybe not huge joys. I mean, but there are joys. So thumbs up on that. Also on my list, not a whole ton, but one of the things I wanted to talk about, way back in the mid-early 90s, I was trying to do a health thing because I was killing myself with my alcoholism. I was trying to counter that by eating some good things. One of the things that I was trying to eat was flaxseed, because flaxseed contains a lot of omega-3 fatty acids, a good thing. And so you were supposed to grind up flaxseed and all this, then put it in your food and eat it. Even now, if you go onto TikTok or onto YouTube, you'll find all these videos about put flaxseed in your food, grind it up, and you can go buy like flaxseed flour. The problem is, apparently next to apples, flax seeds are one of the most dangerous things you can eat in a way, because apple seeds contain amygdalin. One of the metabolites of amygdalin, as it gets broken down, is cyanide. So you'd eat amygdalin and then it turns into cyanide, and it is a very fast acting poison and you die. So you don't want to eat amygdalin. Now you have to eat like hundreds of apple seeds in a day to be able to hurt yourself with amygdalin. The next best land thing for getting amygdalin into your system is flaxseed. So they recommend don't eat more than like a tablespoon of flaxseed in a day, or you're going to have too much amygdalin. It'll get broken down. It may not kill you, but it can hurt you because you are poisoning yourself with cyanide. Yay! But what else do I have over here on my list? Oh yes, you may see that I have like these Halloween type bone things. I'm trying to do at least some Halloween-y things because if I get into the tiny place, I want to be able to decorate it for Halloween, and if I don't, one day I will. So I'm trying to still get Halloween stuff like the sea snake skeleton and then the cat skeleton down here, and then these are like human bone replicants made in plastic. Now the reason I wanted to talk about those ones is it's funny. I tweeted about this because at our local grocery store for Halloween decorations, you can buy a bag of bones. So I bought a bag of bones, human remains in a bag. But then if you take a look at the plastic skull, you'll see that this is a lot smaller than an adult skull. What is this? This is a child's skull. So, okay, take that to its logicals. In our grocery stores in the United States, we openly display how we count coup on our enemies with the skeletal remains of their murdered children. And I'm all here for that. I mean, I can see no like bad repercussions to murdering children. Let's hope I don't get demonetized for all that speak. But I just wanted to talk about that because, yay, Halloween, it's coming up. So thumbs up for that. Yeah, I've just got stuff here on my shelves, just junk. It's hard to point because of like everything. There's still my pondering orb there. So, yay. Taking a look at the rest of my list here. Oh yes, just for a real quick thing that ties into two things. So, some of the music that plays in my head, a lot of it of late has been like the Diablo theme music. If you played Diablo 1, if you've heard the Diablo 1 music, you'll know what I mean for the song when you're in the town. It's good music, it's good stuff. That song's been playing a lot. The game Darkstone also has very good music. The town theme of that plays a lot in my head. It has a sound type that I have just liked from as a child on up. And I can't really describe what it is because I don't know what kind of instrument makes it. All I can do is play the song, and then when the sound starts, I go, oh, that's it. So there's a big thing in that is a sound that it strikes a chord in me, so that's been playing a lot in my head. Now the other reason I brought that up is I have played the PC version of Darkstone for the channel, and I'd like to continue doing that, but I didn't originally start playing Darkstone because of that. I actually bought it for the PlayStation first, and then when I thought I would never be able to play it on the PlayStation again, I bought it for the PC. But I can either hook up my PlayStation, my small tiny portable PSX, or it used to be the big emulator for the PlayStation was ePSXe, but that hasn't been worked on for probably 15 or more years. The latest emulator is something called DuckStation, and it's really good. And I tried Darkstone on DuckStation for the PSX, and oh my god, just hearing when the ISO of the game booted up, and it made that da-da, and then to the logo, all of the PlayStation sounds. It was like, oh my god, it was beautiful. So yeah, it plays well, so thumbs up on that. One of my biggest things that I wish I hadn't done when I was an alcoholic, I had the Diablo PlayStation disc. I had the game. And then during my alcoholism, one of the biggest things I wanted to keep, got lost and destroyed in the landfill of my life at the time. Still though, checking the rest, also checking the time, checking the rest of my list. I should be getting to the tiny Veterans Village, tiny house place, to get my year analysis done on Monday. I still don't have a good phone number to call her at. I even said in the email, like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, can I get a good phone number for you? Got the information, didn't get a phone number. So I said, oh, okay, I'll be coming in on Monday. I'll send you an email when I'm heading out because I still don't have a good number to call you at. So everything but the UA is done and looks like it's going to be done on Monday. Yay! And then, yeah, I was talking about storage. Whether or not I get the tiny place, I'm going to have to get the storage unit for my stuff, so I need to hurry up and get that done. And is there anything else that's on my list here? And that is up. The only thing really is that I'm going to have to kind of go to Walmart during the day, I think, so that I can get tubs, so that I can get stuff put away, so that I can get things done during the day instead of not. I mean, I don't want to have to walk, but I gotta go and do that. Now, I'm not going to be able to use my walker because I want to get 2 of the smaller tubs, which, again, they're still like this. So I'm going to have to carry like 1 on each hand, but they're not, again, they're not heavy. Even the big one that I carry, one that's even got wheels on it, isn't heavy. I mean, I can easily pick it up even with this arm, and there's only the minor bit of irritation. It's just that they're bulky and awkward, so that there's no good way to carry it without it pulling my arm in some weird position just because of its size and weight. So, yay. But the smaller tubs, I'm pulling obsessively at my shirt because I do that. The smaller tubs to put the things that I want to be able to take with me, plus I gotta have like my clothing, so I don't know where I'm gonna be able to put clothing when I'm there, so I still need my clothes. And I gotta have enough, because at $4 a pop to get my clothes washed and dried, I don't want to be doing that every 2 or 3 days. So I need to get, 52 weeks times 4. Well, what's 50 times 4? Well, that's 200. That's $200 a year you're spending on just getting your clothes washed if you only do it once a week. Yay. But, yeah, there's nothing else I've really got on here aside from I only went to Walmart last night on walkies because of the blisters on my feet. But I should be able to go further today because my foot is healing up. That's a good thing. And so I'll be able to put new blisters on. Yay! It's not a good thing. I mean, I got almost constant blisters on the toes of my right foot just because of the way my foot is shaped. If my foot doesn't move enough, I get blisters. If my foot moves too much, I get blisters. It's a tiny, tiny window of you're not going to get blisters of movement and constriction. So, joy on that. Still, I have been doing my best to try and think of creative things. I have been thinking of WKNLV and Big Danny, the guy who's the nighttime speaking person. I've been thinking of the whole... When the sheriff and Kelvin, taking the time, go into the Kaza forest where the hitchhiker went who ends up looking at the moon and becoming a transcended, that transcended is again really hosed. The Razor's Edge is both horrific and not horrific. I mean, it is an unending, untamable frontier. And it's super freaking dangerous because it's an unending, untamable frontier. But horrible things can happen. Some of them not so horrible, some of them incredibly horrible. What happens to the sheriff is horrible. He slows down so far that 6 months after this event happens that kills the Ascended One, well, it doesn't kill them, but 6 months after that, they slow down to the point that it takes 1.78 billion years for the next 4 seconds to pass for it. And then they die because the entirety of the Razor's Edge falls into just gray, formless, crystalline order with no potential of anything happening from the inside until the energy starts flowing again, at which point. But when the Ascended One, transcended, not ascended, it's hard to say. I flip back and forth between the two terms and it drives me nuts. When they are chasing the sheriff and Kelvin and they run into this big ball of destructive energy, which is just not destructive, it just needs a destructive discharge to go and to pass its threshold so that it can act creatively. When the transcended one runs into this, and then this thing happens where it is a towering, just a well, a towering tower of green fire that goes far into the sky. Normally on the Razor's Edge, there is a 1 kilometer event horizon where the sky is. Over the Tenasket Valley and the city of Tenasket, it reaches into our space because the Transcended ones fly to our moon and then off into our universe for the rest of their destiny. Now, though, this wavering column of fire reaches about 3 miles into the sky. You can see it in Tenasket Valley, in Tenasket City. But when you are there and you can hear it and see it, the Transcended one is still screaming. That column of fire is going to be burning until the entirety of the Razor's Edge falls into gray crystalline order. 1.7 billion, 70 billion years. That poor being is going to be in agony and torment for 1.78 billion years. And what makes it worse or better, it was not able to eat, which means its intelligence was not able to come into being. It was only a mindless animal. There is a mindless animal being tortured for 1.78 billion years in this green column of fire. When you are standing close enough to it, everywhere you look, if your eyes rest for more than a few seconds, all of the background, the trees, the rocks, the shadows, the light, you begin to see the screaming face of a Transcended one in absolute agony and hear the shriek in your ears until you change your vision, at which point the illusion falls and the scream goes away until you stare for more than a few seconds. It can be horrific just because of all of the energies and all the potentials, and not every possibility is a good one. And I'd like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These are beautiful and awesome people that help to keep me and my aging pet alive. Thank you so very, very much. And thank you to each and every person that has donated in the past to my PayPal, which is still open and ready for a donation should anyone wish, or my GoFundMe, which I'm going to have to make an update video still asking for a little bit more because there's only about $1,300 and there's a lot of stuff happening, and oh my God, do you know how much a U-Haul truck costs? I don't know how people in other states can get it for like $19 and then destroy them. It costs hundreds of dollars for like a 24-hour use of a U-Haul truck in Washington State. So yay. But thank you, each and every person that has helped to keep me and my aging pet surviving. It is appreciated. Also going to go through and thank how many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. It's never many, but anything more than 0 is awesome. And if I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. Let me turn off that spotlight. So, thumbs up, and here we go. We have Jesse Koskinen, who says you will get through this, and I will get through this. Either positive or negative, hopefully positively. And I am sincerely hoping that in a year, 2 years, I can just look back on this and go, wow, bad times, glad I'm in a better place. And even if it is horrible for 2 years, that's only 1.26% of my life. So thumbs up. We have Techny Forever, which is THCHNY4 EVR. Thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. JAYY, greatly appreciated. I'm doing my best to get Halloween decorations. We have Bang Bex, who says, pause the video when you talk for my older reaction videos, and with my ADHD, I could not do that back then. I did not realize I had severe untreated ADHD during my reaction videos. I could not pause. I had to talk over the video because if I waited until the end, I could not do it in the way I was reacting. I could not pause the videos, so yay. But then we have Made in Canada, who says, I hope I survived my outro. Yeah, I just left in the whole coughing thing because I thought it was funny. I survived, obviously. Blue Toad, good to see you in the comments. No, not much to say, besides howdy, howdy, howdy. Good to see you. RJ Mitchell, thumbs up, thank you. And I sort of want to call my therapist and apologize. Oh, yesterday was not a good mental day. But good to see you as well. And then we had Larry from Space. Well, you too have a nice day. And the Josh Bivens, who actually left that comment yesterday, as well as Larry from Space and JAYY, who I'd already mentioned that one. So yeah, it ended at RJ Mitchell. I don't know how many that was. I'm doing this just for stunning. I'm not even paying attention to myself counting. Thumbs up for that. So yeah, there's stuff I gotta do today, boxing and tubbing and heading up to Walmart and grabbing tubs, and it's gonna be mid to high 80s today, so I gotta hurry up and get it done before it gets too hot, which means as soon as this thing goes public, I gotta get out the door and up to Walmart, which means my anxieties are going to be pumping me full of adrenaline the entire time, which means when I get back, I'm gonna be exhausted and will probably fall asleep. I'm going to try and record something just for my own mental health, if nothing else. Hopefully to amuse people out there, because there are a lot of games that I want to show off, even though there's only like maybe 50 people that watch my videos all the way to the end, if I'm lucky. I've got a lot of people that watch, well, a lot, like, maybe 200, that will at least start to watch. So luckily I do this mostly for me, and thumbs up. So still, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. I was also supposed to say, hopefully you can get done what you can get done, and if you can't, don't beat yourself up. Thumbs up for that. High contrast, but now it's also high contrast in this direction. I'm doing this even though it hurts to move my arms in these directions, because it doesn't kill me, and it's use it or lose it. Even though it irritates my nerve, it's use it or lose it. I just gotta be careful, because, oh boy, irritated all too much and it's gonna go numb or just go be useless entirely from pain, so yay. Use it or lose it, but don't use it too much or lose it anyway. Yay. So, I went off on that tangent instead of doing this pair and then reaching for it. So, yay. I'm everywhere. You gotta love ADHD and stress put together. All right, two great things that go great together. If you've watched to the end, thank you so very, very much. I'm just sort of off the rails here at the end, and that's okay. I do everything unscripted anyway, so thumbs up. Anyway, you take care, and I'll see you, well, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Hard to say.